Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Lipakshi Kuran, and moving on, US vice presidential candidates Tim Walz and JD Vance debated each other in New York, with the pair clashing on the topics of West Asia conflict, immigration, taxes, climate change and energy. In almost 100 minutes debate between the two adversaries, the first question was related to the ongoing conflict in the West Asia, to which Democrat Walz argued that the former President Donald Trump is too unstable to be trusted at a time of crisis. His Republican opponent for the country's number 2 office, JD Vance, responded by asserting that Trump had made the world more secure during his term in office. Also, Vance questioned Harris's intention to address inflation, immigration and the economy while serving in President Joe Biden's administration. While Walz spoke on the issue of immigration, attacking Trump for pressuring Republicans in Congress to abandon a bipartisan border security bill earlier this year. With no more debates planned, the standoff allowed Walz and Vance to make their arguments on behalf of their campaigns just as early voting ramps up across the country. And DD India's Amit Mukherjee joins us for more on this. Well, Amit, a Middle East crisis opened a US vice presidential debate. What were the key takeaways from the much-awaited and only vice presidential debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz?
Well, Lipakshi, it was indeed a very, very interesting conversation which we saw from Governor Tim Walz and Senator JD Vance, both vice presidential candidates representing from the teams of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Now, while Middle East crisis was one of the key points, in fact, the debate began with that, but also which came up, the thing that came up with the economic state of the US, the healthcare system that is there, and of course, the gun licensing issue. You know, the accessibility of guns in the United States has been. These were some of the most important discussions which happened between the two vice presidential candidates. Now, while it was a very, very composed sort of a discussion which both the candidates had, but both the parties made their points very, very clear. They attacked the opponents, each other, but it was in a very composed manner. Now, talking about the healthcare system, that this figured in a very elaborate manner, because accessibility to good healthcare, especially to those people, for those people who have pre-existing conditions, whether quality health insurance will be available to them, was one of the things that were debated. Economy was another thing that was debated. More take-home salaries for Americans, more jobs for Americans. These were some of, again, very, very major issues which came up. Talking about gun licensing, it was the major concerns which were highlighted by Senator J.D. Vance was the fact that availability of illegal arms to illegal migrants. In fact, illegal migrants also has been a major issue. So availability of arms to illegal immigrants has been a major concern. And also, you know, the shootings that keep on happening every now and then. You know, once in a while, we keep on hearing about shootings that happen in schools, in community schools. Those were, again, those were the highlights of the discussions. Because both the candidates, at the end of the day, they wanted to make schools more secure, make issue of gun licensing in a manner so that these kind of incidences are minimized. But one thing, again, JD Vance kept on, harping about was the fact that when Kamala Harris team is talking about, what they plan to do in case they are voted back to power, JD Vance constantly said the fact that while they are in power right now, what is stopping them from implementing those which the Harris team is talking about? Lipakshi?
Right, Amit. Thank you so much for all those details on the debate.